Hey guys, this is Nancy, and I'm so excited to be a part of this Hard Hitters Diamond training with the rest of our leaders on this team. I know that there's been some awesome information shared so far, and I hope that this will be another good piece of information for you. Okay. All right, so bear with me. I am not good at public speaking, and I'm not very tech savvy, so I've only tried to do this 8,000 times already. Here's your books. All right, so today yeah, that's Daddy. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about social media 101. That's Mama. Again, my name is Nancy Brisentime. I'm a Diamond coach, and I've been a coach since January of this year. And I've learned a lot along the way, and I love what we do as coaches. I love being a part of our Hard Hitters team, and I'm hoping that this information that I have for you will help you guys build your businesses as well. So, social media is not where sales happen, it's where you market yourself. You know, nobody wants to be a salesperson. That's one of the biggest things that you hear when you're talking to others about signing up as a coach, and it was one of my biggest things. I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to look like a salesperson. So what our job through social media is to just brand yourself. And what does that mean? It means you need to figure out what defines you. And how you can share that with your market. For me, I'm a mom. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Working at-home mom, I guess. I'm a boy mom. I love healthy food. I'm a little bit sarcastic, and I like a good adult beverage every now and then. And I try and be true to that and share that with my followers so that they can get a idea of who I am and feel like they can get to know me. There are nearly 400,000 coaches in this business, and we all are well aware that it's growing rapidly, and we all are offering the same products and programs. The only thing that you have unique to offer your potentials is you. So again, it's just about figuring out who you are and how you can share that with people, and it's also about being original and being true to you, and being real. So first, I wanted to talk about Facebook. You know, there's a handful of different social media outlets that we can use to build our business, and I think for most of us, Facebook and Instagram are the two biggest ones. So first, I wanted to talk about Facebook. No, go get another book. First up, I wanted to say most importantly is to make your profile public. I know that that's a little bit worrisome for some of us as moms, but there are ways around that in order to keep your kids private. But when you make your profile public, more people are going to see your posts, and therefore you're going to have more traffic, you're going to have more feedback, you're going to have more potential people interested in what you're doing. Also, I have heard the tip and to make your profile picture a picture of you. You know, when people are scrolling through their feeds, most people are using their phones. They only get that little thumbnail picture of you, and if it's a picture of your family, it's a picture of something that has nothing to do with you, then they're not going to be able to put a face to a name, and that's an important part of our business as well. Also, I've creating a not catchy, but I don't know why I put that word, a banner that represents who you are, and you can use PicMonkey or Canva.com. I personally find Canva to be a little bit simpler or easier to navigate than PicMonkey, but just creating a fun little banner with a few different pictures that represent who you are. Like, if you look at mine, it was on the first slide. It has me with my husband and me with my kids and me at Summit, so you get a little bit of taste of who I am, and therefore people can again relate to you, I guess. Next point is the no negativity zone. It's really easy to or I guess I should say we all have our bad days, but you really want to try and keep what you're posting to your social media, positive. That's not to say that you need to, put off a false persona. We all can be still real, and having bad days, but putting a positive spin on it. Not getting caught up in, certain topics that are bring on debates, say like, right now we have the campaigns going on, or anything that might spark up negative feedback. So keeping your space a positive environment is really important, because it draws people to you. And yeah. As far as timing goes, this is something that is going to be different for everyone. It's that you need to figure out what your prime time is. Through trial and error, you'll figure out when the best time of day is to post for you. Some people it's going to be first thing in the morning, some people it's going to be, at dinner time, some people it's going to be later at night, and it's just a matter of trying different times and figuring out where you're getting the most feedback. If you do a post and you get crickets on it, that's okay. Just make note of it and try again, and try a different time of day. I will say that most coaches will probably agree that the weekend, like Friday night, Saturday night, is not going to be ideal, because not many people are going to be sitting on their Facebooks at that time. So, Sunday evening or Monday, Tuesday, whatever, like that's probably going to give you a little bit more action. Expanding your network, we all know how important that is. Adding 3 to 5 people a day, friending. Another way that you can do it is go into like pages that are interests to you. Like I could find a mom's page, or a healthy eating page, or a Bay Area moms page, whatever, and start making connections through those type of pages, not just adding friends. Strategic posting and engagement. Okay, so I don't know if any of you know what affinity is when it comes to Facebook, but the way Facebook works is, say, before you want to post about a challenge group or a sneak peek group, you want to build up your affinity. So you want to post something earlier in that day that is going to bring on a lot of traffic, because the more people being drawn to your page, as far as comments and likes are concerned, that means that the next post that you do, say a couple hours later, is going to show up in their feeds. So, for example, I randomly one day posted a picture of some awful shoes that I saw at Target, and it really didn't even dawn on me that it was going to bring on such traffic, but it ended up getting like 35 comments and 82 likes or something. And then, then a few hours later, it would have been the prime time to then post about a challenge group or a, sneak peek into coaching, because all those people that have commented or liked on that picture are most likely going to see the next post. So being creative about that kind of stuff and paying attention to that is important. And then finally, figuring out 3 to 5 interests that pertain to you. Like I said, me being a boy mom, or being a stay-at-home mom, or cooking, that kind of stuff is stuff that you want to keep in your rotation. Don't only post about working out. Don't only post about your kids. Keep it fresh. And also, those things can change. Like say if you're a new homeowner and you're doing renovations on your home, like that could be your thing for a couple months, and then who knows, 6 months down the road, maybe you're I don't know, if you're not married, you're prepping for a wedding. Like those types of things can be your interests that are going to draw people to you. Okay, next up is Instagram. This is my personal go-to when it comes to my working my business, and so I feel like it's a little bit more of my niche, but everyone feels differently. Some people prefer Facebook, some people prefer Instagram. There's also Pinterest and Snapchat and Periscope and Twitter. too many options. Anyhow, when it comes to Instagram, first thing I wanted to talk about is your bio. You know, that's one of the first things people are going to see when they're clicking on your page. So you want to keep it short and simple and kind of explain to people what they are going to expect to see if they are following you. Next is to make it pretty. You know, taking a little extra time to put thought and effort into making a post worth looking at. You know, I personally love a good, clear, pretty picture, and I'm willing to put in the extra, you know, say 3 minutes to go into a photo app to edit it just that tiny bit, because it really does draw in attention and makes it a little bit more appealing to your audience. And also going along with making it pretty is having a healthy balance. So you want to mix things up. You don't want to have somebody come onto your page and see 17 selfies in a row, because I don't know about you, but I personally don't want to see that of somebody that I'm following. So, you know, come up with a way that you can mix things up. I personally usually post one quote a day. I'll post something having to do with being a mom, something having to do with, you know, working out, and something, you know, a food pic or a recipe or a new item that I found at a grocery store that I want to share, and then maybe something about, you know, trying to get work done while balancing being a mom, you know, just kind of mixing things up every day. And also, like, you know, one day I might post a video of me working out, the next day I might just post a picture of, you know, my sweaty selfies sprawled out on the floor after a good workout. So it's important to have a healthy balance so that people don't get bored. Next thing is hashtags. Don't be generic. I think we all, I mean, I know I did in the beginning, made the mistake of hashtagging, you know, Beachbody coach, Shakeology, fit mom, and fitness and workout of the day, which, you know, that's fine, but if you do that, odds are you're going to get a whole bunch of other coaches that are going to be seeing your pictures. So you want to get creative. It's okay to put, you know, fit mom and that type of stuff, healthy mom, but you also want to figure out, again, it kind of goes along with what your niche is. So, like, if you consider yourself a crunchy mommy, like I've been hashtagging that a lot, or, you know, I put like mom of two, mom of boys, Bay Area moms, like that kind of stuff. Like, figure out what your market is and what your interests are, and use those, because those are going to draw in different people other than just other Beachbody coaches. Work smarter, not harder. This is a big thing for me. You know, there's some days where, like, nothing that I'm doing is worth really sharing about. I might not have worked out. I might not have a pretty, you know, meal to share or anything like that, but I can go through my camera roll and I will always have something in my feed that I can come up with to post that day. So, you know, I'm always thinking ahead. If I've already posted a picture of my lunch one day, but then my dinner is also something that I want to share, I'm not going to share that on the same day, but I'll take that picture, I'll remember what it was, and I'll use that for another day. Same thing with, you know, my workouts and that type of stuff. It's all about working smarter, not harder, and nobody needs to know that, you know, you didn't actually work out or make that meal that specific day, but it really makes, you know, your life a little bit easier if you're planning ahead like that. Knowing your stats, paying attention to what's getting your you know, what's getting attention. So, like, if you post some, like, if you post a quote and it doesn't get any attention, you know, make note of that. If you post, you know, I don't really know what my point here is, but, you know, just paying attention to what's getting you more feedback and taking note. And if it's not getting you attention, try something else. Try a different time of day. Try, you know, just to mix things up. Doing your research, again, about exploring hashtags, you know, or taking the time at the end of the day to kind of just go through and search hashtags on your own and start to follow people that maybe would be interested in connecting with you and what you're doing. So you can see where the hashtags will benefit you. And the last little thing is I personally like to put a watermark on most, I don't always remember, on my pictures, and you can use a simple app called Rona, and I usually just put it in the corner. I keep it discreet. I don't want it like blasting all the way across my picture, but then I feel like people again are being reminded of who I am, where they can find me, and that's that. Okay, again, making it pretty, a little bit more in depth here, when it comes to your pictures. Having a selfie mirror, it sounds so silly, but it really is kind of important to the job. Having a good setup, you want to make sure you have natural light. People want to see your face. Selfies are awkward, let's all, we know that, but putting a face to the name and, putting yourself out there is important. So if you don't have one, go out and get yourself one, put it up, set it up, take your awkward selfies, post them, embrace it. When it comes to your food pictures, I really recommend doing things on a white plate. And I know not everyone has white plates. You can go and probably get one plate, one bowl at a dollar store or something like that. But a white plate and a pretty clean background. I heard someone once suggest going and getting scrapbook paper, or I have a couple different placemats that are bright colors. Having that as a clean background is important, and it draws people in. And taking that extra 3 minutes to, it sounds so silly, again, make your food look pretty. I used to follow food accounts before becoming a coach, and I thought, gosh, these people are ridiculous. Who has time for that? But realistically, it doesn't take that much more time to just think out how you're putting your food on your plate and putting it down on your pretty background, taking the picture, and again, lighting is important. Next tip is when you're doing before and after pictures, just put your before picture on the left, after picture on the right. It just makes sense. Some people do it the other way, and I always think, wait, what's going on here? So that was just a random tip that I heard from somebody else that I thought was beneficial. Also, not using stock photos. Nobody really wants to see the, the 21-day fix promotional pictures that you see a lot on Beachbody.com and that kind of stuff. Making it your own and being creative, it's really going to make people, again, feel like they're connecting to you. When it comes to editing, I read somewhere once that overdoing filters will draw people away from your pictures. So for me, I focus on brightness and contrast, and it's usually the only thing that I do in my pictures. I go into Afterlight, it's my go-to editing app, and I just brighten the picture, and then if I feel like it needs it, I contrast it just a little bit, and that's it. And it changes the picture drastically. I meant to add a slide to show you, but I will post it in the comments later so I can give you an example of that. If you are going to use filters, be consistent with them, because again, where did it go? It creates consistency, which makes people want to see your pictures more often. And don't overdo it. Don't over edit. Don't overdo the wording. Don't, just try and keep it simple, and it's easier on the eye. A couple suggested apps that I have for you is Afterlight. Like I said, is my go-to. It's easy, pretty straightforward, and some people love PicTapGo. And I think VSCO is also another really popular one. Rona Designs is really good for when you're wanting to add wordage and decor to your pictures for, say, like a promo or something like that. And it takes a little bit of practice, but it's easy once you get the hang of it. Here, take that. And then for videos, Pick, Play, Post is it's the go-to. You can add music for your fitness videos and stuff like that. Consistency, we all know, we've heard it for many different aspects of our business, is important. Posting 3 to 5 times a day. Timing of your posts. So I usually do an early morning, maybe a mid-morning, a mid-afternoon, and later evening. Breaking it up. You don't want to necessarily post 3 times first thing in the morning and then not all day, and that type of thing. Your content, again, you want to be consistent with, being true to who you are, representing that. And also, this might seem silly, but captions, kind of having a flow to the way that you write and the way that you express yourself. If you go onto my Instagram, you'll notice that I kind of have a way of breaking down my posts and the way I write things out. I use a double hashtag, and I'm consistent with that. And also with your pictures, having a consistent flow of your look, I guess, would. The reason for all that is it creates connection, community, and loyalty, and people feel like they're really getting to know you and who you are. And finally, communicate with your followers. Talk to them, respond to comments, create relationships. I read somewhere that a humble heart is a full heart, and so if people really feel like they're getting your attention and you're taking the time to respond to them, then they're going to be more likely to feel like they're connecting with you and trust you to help them, on their journey. And last but not least, fake it till you make it. I think that's the motto when it comes to being a coach, and it sounds silly to some people, I think, but it's so true. It's exactly what I'm doing in my business, and so far it's done me pretty well. I think I read one of my coaches comment a few months back about I myself being a very insecure and shy person, and that I don't come off that way on social media, and so I guess I'm doing all right when it comes to faking it till I make it, and that's what you guys just have to do, even when you're not feeling it. You keep pushing forward. Bye. You keep pushing forward, and you keep trying new ways to grow your business and represent yourself, and that's about it, I think. Hopefully you guys will find all this information helpful. I hope that I didn't ramble too much, and I hope that it all makes sense. This is not my forte, my expertise, talking and being in front of a camera and technology. So hopefully this worked, and hopefully this will benefit you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and thanks for listening.